Alrighty, and I probably should have told you, but if you want to see like what's going on in the chat, you wouldn't be able to see it here because it would just look like Zoom. So you would have to use like a separate device.
Oh, okay. Well, I can do it on my phone.
To do that,
Alrighty, and I probably should have
mute your second device, otherwise we'll hear the feedback.
Okay. Ooh, that's my puppy. He better stop.
It was mine. Now it's yours.
look at the feedback.
Okay.
Alrighty, so I'm just gonna go ahead and send this link out to Facebook, and a couple folks that they always like, I always miss it. How do I get on? So I told them I'm gonna try my hardest to do it, but I don't think folks realize how much we're navigating when we're on this thing. Like I can tell you about it and then sing it. I said, okay.
This is actually my first live.
Is it?
Yes, it's my very first live. I downloaded what is it, StreamYard or something like that, but I haven't actually went live yet. So
oh, now you're gonna go live in a serious way with StreamYard. Because I don't use StreamYard. Now that's goals for me. That's goals.
Is that top tier? Because
no, it's just
top tier. I need to be able to work it.
Because you don't need anything to go live. You can go live right through your YouTube channel. But if you want to have on guests, stream to other platforms, stuff like that,
that's what you
use like a streaming service. So I just use Zoom to stream me out. And that tends to work for me. So I said one day I'll get to that point where I want to, and if you want to like move the screen around and, it lets you do all kinds of different stuff.
Yeah,
I'm going to just,
I need to get on it with my live streaming, but maybe I will. This is like starting me off.
This is starting off.
I just scared. I'm like, who's gonna join my live? I don't know.
You can do it all by yourself. I mean, I started in like June and like I went live by myself for quite some time before folks started coming on with me. And the craziest thing about it is, as much as I enjoy having folks on, without a doubt I do. Because I thought to myself, who wants to just see me talking all by myself?
What do you want to talk about?
Is that, well, you think so, but folks come on with questions, so it kind of takes us all over the place. But I think it's so crazy because like my analytics is showing that folks tend to like me being on by myself a little bit more than, I mean, they like both of them, but I was amazed to see how much of a difference it was between me being by myself.
That's why you gotta study your analytics. It's a game changer.
Isn't it? Oh my God.
I'm like, oh wow, they like that. I didn't even know.
I know, sometimes that's so true. Well, listen, let's do this thing the right way. Because I feel like I've been all over the place trying to get live with the Nina story. But I thank you so much, Nina, for joining us live. I'm so excited to have my chocolate sister on to talk about one of our loves, which is human resources. So I'm just happy to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the invite. I'm so excited to do this. So
awesome. I'm really, I don't know if you're like me, but like I wanted to see like kind of what other YouTube channels that are doing the same type of information that I'm doing, like that with people that look just like me. I was like, well, how are they doing it? So I stumbled onto your channel and I was like, okay, cool. So it looks to me from your channel that obviously you've had your channel a lot longer than I did, but what made you kind of pivot into talking about human resources on your channel?
So I guess just from me vlogging my life, that's just kind of the turn that it took naturally because I like working. I'm one of those random work nerds. Like I don't mind working all day. So, well, some days I do have a life too, but yeah, just one day I'm like, you know what, let me just kind of show what I'm into because I like watching work vlogs as well. I find them to be inspirational and kind of like, you just kind of like have a little friend on the side that's working with you, but not really. So I wanted to be that for other people too, because for one, I don't see too many HR work vlogs. It's all, you know, other careers. So I'm like, let me put what I do out there and hopefully people gravitate towards it or want to learn more. But yeah, so I started at my last company when I started my work vlogs, and it kind of just, I liked it. And then I got a positive response from it. So I'm like, okay, people like the work stuff. So let me keep it going.
Did you like allow you to? I noticed that like sometimes when you're vlogging at work, when you're literally in the office, like you'll do this little whisper. So are they like allowing you?
No, not really. No. So when I first started, they didn't know. My company was huge and my boss was like, her office was over there. She never even saw me do anything like that. And I didn't vlog too much at that job. But this job where I've been work vlogging heavily, she kind of did see me with my phone when I first started there. But I was actually doing something else on my phone. But I just knew from that experience that, you know, they probably don't want me doing this, you know, it's like confidential. So I know that it's confidential and what I'm putting out there is not, you know, I'm not telling anyone anything, but I still try to keep it on the hush hush because they probably won't care about that. So yes, I do whisper.
Yeah.
I'm like, I hope y'all can hear me, but I need a little microphone or something.
Yeah, you do say that. You always say, I hope y'all can hear me. So it seems like you specialize into leave. So do you specialize into like any type of leave or just specifically workers' comp, specifically FMLA, or what type of leave specialists do you do? Or tell us what you do.
Yeah, we're doing FMLAs specifically. The leads in my department, they do handle the workers' comp cases. I'm a coordinator, so we don't do any of the workers' comp cases. It's not personal leaves, it's literally FMLA medical leaves, going out for your own self or to care for a family member.
Oh, is this so you said you work somewhere else as well. Like how long have you been working in human resources?
It's been 6 years now, a little over 6 years.
Oh, awesome.
7 years this summer, I think. Ooh.
Awesome.
It's been a long time. I woke up one day and I'm like, oh my goodness, it's been 6 years. Like, this is my real career. Like,
oh, I do this for real. Like, yeah.
Like I does this. So
I know, and I kind of don't think it's so bad. That's the craziest part.
I'm enjoying it. I definitely like it. My last position, I was doing the billing for everyone's benefits while they were out on leave, but now I'm actually coordinating the leaves from beginning to end.
Oh, wow. Wow. I can imagine that's different. Because where are you from or where do you live?
Boston, Massachusetts.
Oh, Boston. Oh, they have this season of Married at First Sight going on now, like in Boston.
Oh my God. Yes. I've been seeing
the second time.
Yes, some of my friends are friends with one of the women who's on this season. So I'm like, oh really? My gosh, this is real. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm like getting all the tea on Instagram and all that. I'm like, so cool. So yeah, she's representing.
What's the weather like up there? Is it snowing?
It did snow the other day. It was freezing. Last weekend, it was beyond me. But today it feels warm. Let me tell you what warm feels like. What is it?
Please tell us.
It was only in the 40s today. I thought it was warm today. It says it's 35 degrees right now.
Oh my God.
It was a high of 48 today. That was kind of warm compared to the other day. That's why I was
48. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, where are you from?
Charleston, South Carolina.
Nice. See, we need a switch. I was born and raised here, but I can't do it.
Well, I probably could do it now that I work 100% from home, but I don't know how to like shovel snow. I don't know how to drive.
I don't either, but I did shovel my car out the other day. The snow wasn't crazy, so I didn't have to call for backup, but I was able to shovel myself. But I'm just like, I don't want to. It's too cold. I'm like shivering too hard. I need the heat. So
yeah,
I want to move down south. Honestly,
you should come down south.
Mhm.
It's really awesome to, I mean, it's kind of weird now because this whole global warming thing, it's like it's so much heat all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I feel like because of global warming, our winters aren't as crazy as they were about 8 years ago.
So just imagine our winters aren't either. So we're getting, instead of, I mean, we just started getting cold weather maybe 2 weeks ago. Like it was like Christmas, we could totally do like 70s and 70s.
Oh,
Yeah.
see,
So
that's what
I mean, right now I'm like hot as ever because we got the heat on. But I'm gonna say hi to my folks in the chat if you don't mind. Can you see the chat? You have another device up to be able to see the chat?
Yep, I do. I see.
Awesome. So hello, Yvette Solar. Hey, Lori D. Hey, DJ. What's going on, Janae? Tierra Armand, I've been waiting for this interview. I love your channel, Nina, and your son and your dog. Oh,
oh my gosh. Hi, you guys. I know I'm seeing Janae. I actually just subscribed to your channel after I saw your message. Hi, you guys. Thank you so much.
Hello, Bree. We're so happy to have the Rose Tribe in here. Bree's in California, so she says, I'm here, ladies. Oh no, my warm is 70 plus degrees. I freeze at 60.
I need to trade places.
Yes, or her or me, which her warmth is a little bit better because it's not as humid.
Exactly.
And Tara, we see you here. We don't like retracted messages. We want to say hi to you. That's one of my clients. I love her to pieces. She's awesome. And DJ said, this is why I'm ready to leave Michigan. I can't take the cold. So y'all are going to keep out. Mm-hmm. You got some northern friends in here. I am so south. I would not know what to do. I don't even think I have like a real jacket or a real, I probably got some shoes, but I don't even know how to dress like out there.
For the cold, right? You would need like a pea coat and your scarf and a hat and then your earmuffs and some gloves. And then your boots
gloves.
I'm saying all this, but my jacket right now is so tiny. I need to buy a new coat. I just be walking around cold in my little jacket. Mm-hmm.
I was like, I wonder where she is. I was thinking it was Connecticut. But so do you, now that you've been working in HR for 7 years, now you feel like it's a career, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, I was joking. I've been feeling this way. I'm sticking with it. I love HR. I love talking to people. I'm a talker. So yeah, I enjoy it. If you don't have patience though, you have to have patience if you're gonna work.
You gotta figure it out, especially with leave, because so many people get lost in leave. Like,
oh yeah, no one knows about leave of absence at all until they
got to be out.
Mm-hmm. They're like, oh my God, this exists. I'm like, yes, welcome. You need a medical leave. So it's a lot of explaining. When we do the intake sessions, it's like 10, 15 minutes. I have to just go over all the information because you do get a lot of people who take leaves kind of often, like intermittently, but pretty much like 90% of employees have no idea of the process.
Oh yeah. And I mean, I've been working in HR for a while, a little over 10 years now with several different organizations. And I don't think I have any organization I can say I've been to where they truly know what it is or the details of it all. I had one organization where I felt like employees try to learn, like they did really good about being proactive. So, people tend to not realize that if you don't turn in your documents to me, how do I know you really need to be out? So now is your leave?
I send those denial letters, honey. I'm like I gave you 15 days and now here we are, day 20.
Yeah. Now I did have one organization where I felt like my employees were very proactive. They got their documents back in time. If not, they communicated really well. But I mean, that's only one organization out of all that I've been with. You're like, come on, y'all.
1 out of 9.
They're like, well, shouldn't I just get paid just because I'm hurt. No, you get paid based
work
on
that way.
paperwork.
Exactly.
Hey, y'all on IG. We have Nina Story on with us on YouTube.
Oh, you got the whole setup.
Huh?
I said you have the whole setup going.
Too much going on. Sometimes I'm like, okay, Miki, you're doing the most.
You're doing too much. Not for little old me.
Yes, and see, Tara's in Florida too, so she knows like
you guys.
So similar. Like we always in heat. I can't wait to move. I'm in Wisconsin.
Ooh, Wisconsin.
Move to Charlotte this year. Oh, that's awesome. Charlotte's only 3 hours away from me, so I go there sometimes for like day trips on a regular. So yes, come on to Charlotte. I guess they get a little chilly there, but
see, I don't mind a little chilly. If I could choose, I would choose 2 seasons, fall and summer. Fall, that's just the best season ever, fall. Like, it's just perfect. It's beautiful, all the foliage, but then skip right to summer. That's all I need.
You say summer because you just know Boston. If you come to Charleston, you'd be like, oh, fall and spring. Like, our summers are brutal.
Oh, really?
I mean, I probably just don't feel it at 90-degree weather and 100% humidity. Like, you just don't feel like it.
I know. How does your hair stay done?
Oh, I keep it braided during the summertime. So normally about May or April, I'll go into braids all the way until like September.
That's me too. That's me too. Mm-hmm. I love my braids. Someone said that's California. I thought California didn't have the humidity.
I don't feel like y'all have the humidity, Bree. Do you think y'all have the humidity like South Carolina? I've only been to San Diego and Vegas, and I just felt like that was a different type of heat. I was like, I can't. No, Vegas is all the way different because it's like, so dry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's too dry for me. What kind of started you into HR? Like, how'd you get into HR? What made you decide?
Okay, so I like this because I actually want to talk about this on like a video of mine too. But what started me in HR is literally a recruiter, like just randomly. He saw my information on probably Indeed or something, and he reached out to me about the opportunity. It was for an employee service center. So I was doing like, learning every piece of HR really. But I was just thinking about that the other day, like recruiters, talent acquisition, like I feel like they need more clout or so, however you want to call it, because they are literally the reasons why I started my career in HR. I would have never, or maybe I would have thought of it later down the line, but I was not thinking about human resources back in 2015. Yeah, and now here we are. So he told me about it. I banged out the interview, and then I got started at this huge company. It was like the perfect company to start in human resources as well. I learned so much being in the employee service center and just learning different pieces of HR. And then I just grew from there. But yeah.
I don't think people, HR is still fairly new. So I feel like people aren't realizing it's so much of a career because it's still fairly new. And I guess because I've been doing HR where, I came right after it is like going through this migration of no longer being called personnel to HR. So it just started becoming HR when I started. Everybody was still changing out different things. I could still see files that had personnel on it. Yeah. Just crazy.
What is that?
I started my HR career when I was, so if I'm 38 now, I started my HR career, I believe when I was 26 or 27, around there.
Wow, that's not even that long ago.
It wasn't. I think a part of that too is I was at a very small organization that was just, they moved pretty slow too. I love working, and it was a municipality, which most of those move slow. So yeah, I was there, and now, I feel like after I branched out from local government, it really, really helped me kind of get into more of understanding the changes in HR, like what it is that I truly enjoy. I got more hands-on exposure, that type of thing. So where do you see your career going? Like, do you see like this is my comfort zone? Maybe if I can get out of being a coordinator and I actually process the leaves, like I'll be fine there. Where do you see your career going?
My next step, I'm really not sure. I just got this position like 7 months ago. So right now, well, comfortable, not really comfortable because I'm always trying to elevate, but I do feel like I can be here a little bit longer. But I work for the state now, so I know I'm going to be moving all around, but I can definitely see myself being like an employee services manager eventually, somewhere up there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like more of just being in touch with helping employees, more so like really frontline kind of stuff.
Yeah, or like a liaison type of managerial role. So we're gonna see, because there's a lot of opportunities, especially nowadays. There's so many getting job postings every day. So I'm watching.
And I mean, people are just literally creating stuff I've never heard of now. I'm like, oh,
no,
that's a job.
Like, what is that? Okay. Or I saw a posting from my company the other day. It actually said HR Generalist, but it was like, when I read it, it was like a manager in the manager union and everything. So I'm like, oh, no, they not.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. I literally just finished editing and uploading a video saying they tricked me that way. But I was like,
are you serious?
Mm-hmm. But it worked for me because I felt like I really got a ton of experience and really got pushed out there. I can't even say I got a ton of experience. It was more like I had always worked behind a director. And so it gave me that confidence that, girl, you know what you're doing. Because I didn't have somebody go to them and be like, here you go, this is what I did. Is this okay? It was just like launch, like research, launch, and push it out. And everything went really well. Like, so it was like confirmation, like, oh yeah, I truly do know this stuff. But
yeah,
I really, I didn't feel no kind of way, but I would never do that again. If somebody tried to offer me a job, once I apply for something, I need you to give me that something I applied for. Don't give me nothing else I applied for, because it's really, really going to irritate me. Give me what I applied for and give me the money I asked for, and I'll come in here and work for you, and you pay me every week, every 2 weeks, every month, however you want to pay me, whatever we agree to.
Exactly.
It's just crazy. So where do you see your YouTube channel going? Like, you see it continuously?
Oh my good. Y'all better subscribe to me tonight. Okay. Because I'm about to be y'all want to know me right now before it's too late. Okay. But I see my YouTube channel just like this. I feel like my YouTube channel is the beginning for, the rest of my life, like what's to come. Like, this is about to be a door to everything else. So I take my channel very seriously. I've had my channel for a long time now. I started it when my son was a baby, a toddler, but I had posted only like 4 videos back then. So the last like 2 years or almost 2 years, that's when I started taking it seriously. So yeah, I mean, I have no idea, but I just know a lot of opportunities are coming, and I just want to inspire people and be someone that people can relate to when they come to my channel. And so that's really all I'm trying to do, is just help inspire, and it's fun to me. Like, this is a nice hobby too. So I love like filming and editing, but I am hoping that it takes me to some next level that I'm trying to get to.
Well, you got them subscribing for sure. They're telling you in the chat, Tara.
Oh, what y'all saying? Let me check y'all out.
She already subscribed. Really enjoy your channel.
Thank you, Tara. Oh my goodness. Thank you guys so much.
And Tara works in Florida, but she's also like us. She works in human resources. She is a HR director down in Florida. So she has quite a few employees that report to her. She operates across several states. So she's really eager to learn and continuously get all the information she can about human resources. So I always appreciate her. Lori D said she's up too.
Thank you, Lori D.
Nothing wrong with that.
Wait, but Lori D is not a Summer fan. I love summer. I love that.
Yeah, but I think
Lori
Lori D also works in HR too, so I'm pretty sure that's why she's subscribing.
Thank you, Lori.
Man in here, and I believe Tara said she had a question. If y'all know how I roll in here, don't get lost, don't get twisted. If by chance y'all got any questions, y'all know, just throw them in the chat. I'm always available, always ready for them. I don't know if you've seen, if you had a chance to kind of look at my lives or what have you, but I will say this: I'm so happy to see quite a few people in here who were here last week for our 1-year anniversary party. We had a blast and gave away a whole bunch of stuff. So y'all, if you were here last year,
I missed
1-year anniversary party.
That sounds so nice. I wish I made that when I was in the gym being tortured last Thursday.
Get out of there when you could have been winning gifts and stuff.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna tell my trainer, like, I lost out.
You lost out at the gym?
No, I lost out from joining your live last week.
Come on, exactly. We gave away 10 different gifts last week. We had a blast. So Tara wants to know. Yeah, but first of all, let's go back to Tiara real quick, Tara. Tiara, I'm gonna work on taking y'all to work with me more often, but y'all just gonna see this setup right here because y'all don't work from home. But I'm gonna work on that too. I'm not as good with blogs as I am with pushing out the information through like sit down videos. Because I get so caught into my work, I forget to like finish vlogging. So I have like pieces of days already recorded.
I know you kind of edit them together.
Yeah. And they're gonna be like, she changing clothes and stuff. Like I have so many pieces of days that I'm like, I totally forgot to close the vlog out. Like, or I forgot to take them with me this place. Especially sometimes I feel like before I started this job, I felt like I was running in so many places that it was really difficult to carry the camera around. Plus, being HR director is just so much confidentiality. I felt like my whole day was confidentiality.
Yeah, you would probably be able to show like very few pieces.
Very few
your day.
I'm in my office by myself, and that's what I'm trying to breathe. Like catch up on emails.
I know you're trying to breathe.
I'm like, oh Lord. So let's see. Tara had a question. She said, "Are you also responsible for the paid family leave management as well that runs concurrent with FMLA requests at your org?"
Nope. So I just handle the job protection with the FMLA, which the PFML is also the job protection, but the Department of Family and Medical Leave, they handle the wage replacement portion. So the employee would start their FMLA request with me, and then they'll apply separately for the PFML wage replacement.
So how big is your organization?
Too big. Well, I work for the state, so but I work for the largest secretariat, which has a lot of agencies within the secretariat.
Obviously,
so my it's a lot. I have so many cases. We get it's bad. So within my secretariat,
over like a month, I guess, or however often you track it, a week or whatever.
How many requests we're getting?
Well, that'll work. Yeah. How many requests do you get?
Oh Lord, I don't know.
Rough average.
I will say that currently I have like 209 cases, and there's about 10, 11 of us coordinators. So yeah, at one time we have like 1,800 cases. That we have to split. I know it's crazy because our secretariat has about 22,000 employees. So it's definitely a lot.
Doesn't help.
Oh my gosh, no, it doesn't at all. And then when the paid family medical leave started adding more eligible family members, that increased the load. So it's definitely crazy, but we just had a meeting. They're making a ton of changes. So pretty much later down this year, I won't really have, like, my job will look a lot different. So I just got to tough it out for 9 months, like having 200 people on my back. But yeah, so it's a lot for sure.
crazy. So do you manage that? I guess you guys kind of manage that in your, or which HRS do you use, or do y'all use a state system?
Yeah, we use HR CMS, which is PeopleSoft. So, but the thing is, so I think just like you touched on, the state is slow. They're not too quick to, they're just slow and they work in the past. So all of the information is in PeopleSoft, but we have a different system called Leave Assist that we house the cases in, but we literally have to update so many different things with the same information because they just like to work harder and I like to work smarter. So I'm like, y'all need to listen to our ideas and do them because they got us work.
Doing it every day.
Huh?
Because y'all doing it every day. Who else listens to this process?
Exactly. They ask us for suggestions. Monty, they ask us for suggestions. We offer it and they don't do it. So I'm like, you know what? Y'all crazy.
Don't worry about it. Y'all figure it out.
As long as y'all pay me, just like you were saying, pay me what y'all say y'all's gonna pay me every other week and whatever. I'll still come in and do my job. I don't care. But yeah, they are behind, like, you know, with the process. But so that just adds on to all the work because we're updating so many stupid things.
Over and over, like redundancies.
Over and over.
So I guess, Tara had a really good question, I feel. She said, what was your training like to get into that role? Or what did the recruiter see on your resume to make him or her reach out to you? And how difficult was it to get the job at the state? So I guess you can start with the first part. So she wants to know the training. She wants to know what transferable skills you had in your resume that pointed out to the recruiter. And I guess more so with that, she really wants to know, like, what were you doing prior to?
Or yeah, because it's definitely, I would not call this role, I would not start here. That's for sure. So as I touched on a little bit, I started out in the Employee Service Center at my previous company. So that gave me a lot of knowledge about different things that go on within the HR umbrella, because, you know, a lot of people think it's just hiring, firing. It's so much more to that.
Okay, say it again.
So I thought, I know that, listen, it is not just firing. HR is not supposed to be scary. They should be helpful to the company. But it is a little scary sometimes. So I got to see a lot of the different jobs and like what they do and got to touch on that, kind of like an HR generalist, but it wasn't an HR generalist. They didn't call it that. And then from there, I moved on to like the tier 2 level of HR. So then I was a specialist. I was a benefits specialist specifically. So that's when I was doing the invoicing for everyone out on a leave. But because my direct boss was the HR director for that department, I was part of a lot of, I like being under her. She was a crazy lady, but I learned a lot because I got to join a lot of the meetings between the outsourcing of who handled our leave cases. So I got a lot of information, even though I wasn't coordinating the leave of absences. I knew the information because I was part of everything. And we had been switching out the third party vendor. So I was part of like that whole process and that whole pilot. So I definitely had kind of direct experience with this, except I just wasn't processing the leaves, but I was kind of in the world. So what they saw on my resume was knowing PeopleSoft. That's huge. If you have PeopleSoft experience, I feel like they eat that up. And also just the fact that I did the billing for everyone on a leave, that was, you know, direct transferable experience, basically. So that's what got me in the door. And then trying to think if there was anything else specifically on my resume. I think it was just those.
How'd you start the job before that when you worked at the service center? I think I'm not sure about her, Tiara, but it seems like her question is more geared to
at the very, very beginning.
Yeah,
honestly, it was just, I was doing a temp job at I was like selling shares at this company called Computer Share. So people were investing in buying their shares and all that. So the recruiter just happened to notice me. He saw that I had customer service experience. And so that's how I got into the employee service center, because it was pretty much like a customer service, but not your typical customer service. So that was the initial experience, my customer service.
How about your training into this role? Like, what was your training like into this role?
The training, it was about 6 weeks, but it was nothing, it wasn't too professional. Like, I was trained, but I had to learn it as I was doing it, pretty much. That's just not, I would not say that is how your job may be. It's just my department specifically, like the management could be a little bit better. So the training could have been better, but I still learned, I had a very supportive staff of coordinators. So if I had any question, they were right there to help me. But yeah, so the training, they just went over how to process leave cases in our specific system and went over like different leave types and things like that.
And then, what was your other question? But you had another one. How difficult was it to get a job with the state? So is that the one where the recruiter called you?
No, the recruiter called me. That was back in 2015. So I've only been in 2 companies since starting my HR career. The first one I stayed at the longest. This one, now that I'm at the state, I started in April last year. So as far as getting the other job when I first started, that one honestly wasn't that hard. It was an employee service role. As long as you have like a good personality, a good, you're nice and you're friendly and you know how to talk to people on the phone, then you can get like a customer service job. I would say for people that may be a good start. I feel like that was a great start for me. I learned a lot. I learned how to talk to people, how to handle different emotions when it comes to HR related things. I learned a lot about benefits. I would definitely start there. This role, working with the state, it was very like intimidating, applying for the state. It was a long process. Yeah, they're slow. Their hiring process is so slow. Like, you think you didn't get the job, and then one day they be like, "Ha!"
And then 2 years later, they're like, "We want you. We'd like to interview you." Like,
yes, I applied last year, but that's really how it works. So if you apply just to a state job or a government job, just be patient. Maybe even get another job in between, because they're not calling you yet.
That's why I got out of government. I was like, this is driving me nuts, because it's not just that way for like applicants and your work. Well, not just that way for applicants. It's that way in your work. Like, you're not gonna get challenged. You try to start something new, it's gonna take eternity. Like, they're gonna say, oh, well, we gotta wait until budget, and then budget come, and then they go, oh, well, we're gonna put on next year's budget. So you wait like 3 years to get something to help.
Wait for everyone in different departments to give the okay for one thing.
It's just not that serious.
It's not, and it never will be. But to them, it is. But yeah, I mean, the state is great. Like, benefits wise, it's great. So if you do want to go for it, just know it's a long process.
And be patient. So that was asking, is having a SHRM certification mandatory in order to work in an HR workplace? No, baby, not at all. Not at all. It ain't even mandatory to leave. You can have
I don't have my SHRM certification. I did take classes for it because my last company offered and they paid for it or whatever. So, I mean, I have all the information. I just have not taken the test, but I mean, it's fine. I'm still getting the position. So you don't.
Which one do you think you'll take? Like, which SHRM exam do you think you'll?
The first one, what is it? Not the manager one that I see, just the regular one, probably. I forget what it's called.
SHRM, you're not going HRCI.
SHRM, yeah, for sure. So I mean, I have the books right here. I'm trying to think like, Nina, when you gonna do it? But you don't need it, but I still would like to have it. So eventually. but it's not a requirement.
I mean, in some areas that it does give you some leveraging power. I must admit, I've
Yeah.
used trying to taunt some things around, so it definitely works. Tara said, she's talking about her workload within her organization. But y'all, I don't know how she handles 209 and
350.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my. So wow, that makes me feel
so
much
better. Hers are across states. Like that makes it more complicated.
Oh yes, different.
Just one state, like everything's different. So, and she has some of the hardest states. So
Wow.
I feel so horrible for her, but I don't think people realize overall, and that's one reason why I love the fact that I've been able to really kind of test the waters at different places with my career, because not only have I just been exposed to a lot, but I just love the fact that you can think outside of the box. Like if we're doing something and it's drowning us, what can we do to fix it? And so there's so much technology out there that can just help in so many different ways. And like, I just don't think people realize like we don't have to literally work a person on 350 cases or 208. Like just use automation. It's so much that's being created, but you know, people worry about security and stuff like that. You just got to educate yourself enough to know what.
That's why they are outsourcing. So I mean, yeah. So they're like, don't worry, your jobs, you still have your jobs. I don't care. I'm just happy that I don't have to do all this crazy stuff that I've been doing the past 7-8 months. But basically, yeah, they are going to outsource to have other people who have a way better system, I'm sure, handle like the processing of the paperwork and all that. So then we can focus on like, we'll be more of like the liaison role.
Wow.
Between like manager and employee. So then we can actually focus on building relationships and rapport with our employees. We can actually help them. If we have a caseload of over 200 or 300 employees, we can't give that attention to each individual person. So it should be a lot better.
I just wonder about how I am like employee experience obsessed. So I always wonder, is this going to be another channel that somebody else, my employee, has to talk to? Is this going to kill communication for them? Is this going to make it difficult for them to get stuff back to us? Are they going to feel like they're talking to someone that's extended from the organization? I'm such a critical thinker, and I am just employee and candidate experience obsessed. I'm like, at the end of the day, you want them to think 3 minutes.
Yeah, I mentioned to them that was an issue from my experience at my last company, utilizing an outsourced vendor for the leaves, and how the communication was just like so scrambled a lot of times. Like the employee would have to call this person, then call this person because that person didn't like it. That's too much. That is stressful. Going on leave is stressful enough. So I think that with this change, if they do what they should do, that we would be the only person, like if I'm your coordinator and I'm handling this agency, I'm the contact person. So if they have questions or whatever, it's going to be up to me to retrieve that information from the vendor. That's what I'm assuming. So hopefully it makes the experience with the employees that much tighter and more close. Yeah.
They're taking a chance, honey.
They are.
But I hope that they get employee feedback as they're going through. I mean, you have so many cases, they should easily be able to gather some data to see if it's gonna work. But you work for the state. I'm sorry.
Feedback? No. Yeah, if it was the last company, because the last company that I worked for, that was a private company. So everything was so different. Like we used to have the HR heads would send out questionnaires all the time asking us how we felt about things in this job. Like, no, it's just, no, we don't care. Just please do the work. But we do care a little bit, but just please do the work. That's what it is. I just laugh. I don't even care. I don't take anything personal with that. I don't.
Yeah, you can't. You can't. It's such a hands. You got to control what you can control.
Exactly.
Well, I just am. I don't think I ever go back working for a state agency. That's for sure.
Really? That's just so interesting because, before I got the state job, I always hear people say, once you get a state job, like you just stay with the state till you die. So I'm like, okay, I got a state job. I'm about to die here.
I know my mother thought I was losing my mind. She was like, "Why are you leaving that good job? How did y'all?" I be looking for other stuff. So, and it's worked out because now I work in the tech industry, and it's even more amazing than working in any. This is literally. I hate to just say stuff so early because I like to take my time and make sure I'm good. Because I've only been working at this place for like the last not even 2 months, right? So it's super duper new for me. But I'm so experienced in HR and I pay attention to so much. I know I would have caught some things by now. This is literally the best company I've ever worked for. I absolutely love it.
Ooh, that feels good to say.
Doesn't it?
Good. I'm happy for you.
Thank you. Yeah, we had our, like, I love the fact that we have town hall meetings aggressively. So where all of our employees, or 2,000 of our employees can get together on Zoom calls, and they don't make them just boring meetings. Like, we introduce the new hires, we congratulate people who got promoted, we play music, we laugh and joke in the chat with like our VPs and everybody. So that makes it really, really relaxed. We talk about our goals overall, like where are we, and we congratulate ourselves for getting there. We're super diverse, so I really appreciate that part too, because I thought that I knew what diversity was. Now this place opened me all the way up. I'm like, oh, this is diversity because we're global. So you're working with different countries that have different holidays, and at first folks just struggling to pronounce the Black people names. Now I got to. So tell me, how do I pronounce your name?
Like, wow, this is different.
Oh yeah, all the way different. I'm like, okay, got it. And if I don't have it, I apologize. I'm gonna work on it. So yeah, we have like micro groups where all of our employees can be a part of a Latinx community, or all female community, or all Black community, whatever.
Ooh, I love it.
Yeah, I like it. But I don't think a lot of companies realize how important it is just to hear back from their employees. Like, hear back, how you gonna make that? And when employees are happy, they make more money for the company. I don't think companies realize that either. Like, when employees are happy, we work so much.
Exactly.
But they don't give a damn about that.
No, they don't. They're like, listen, just do the work. We don't care if you like it or not.
No, they don't care. They're like, you're breathing, come in.
Come on in, girl. How many times can you come in this week? Come in.
Oh, girl, they are something else. So what was the industry that you primarily worked for when you worked for the center?
The other one? That company was, what's it called? Kidney dialysis.
Oh,
yeah, it's a huge kidney dialysis company. They're everywhere. It's called Fresenius, if you guys have heard of it.
Yeah.
Yes. So I got their corporate office in Waltham. So I loved it. I like, the work that they do in our human resources department. Every quarter, we would have a huge HR meeting quarterly, and they would just go over everything going on. But like with all the disasters going on, Fresenius always did their part to help, the patients and the employees in those affected areas. And so they would always put together a nice, like, cozy video. And I'm like, I love this company. You guys are so sweet. So it was definitely bittersweet leaving there because I feel like I grew up there. I learned so much there.
Yeah.
And, it was a private company. It was a huge corporate company. So there was always something going on, so many different perks, all these amenities in the building. And then completely like 180 with where I am now, which I appreciate where I am. Don't get me wrong. I love it. But It's the state. So there's no glitz, there's no glam. And I'm just like, so you guys don't have a gym here? That's crazy.
Oh, you want a gym. I get it.
I miss the amenities of working for a private company. The state is different. But yeah, so I love the work that they do. I would go there.
A state gym, I guess, that you can use, like a public one.
There is a gym like right by me, but I don't go there. I already have it. If it was in the building, that would be great.
I want the bougie gym.
Exactly.
Well, I was a PCT for 3 years. Good company.
Really? Oh, okay. For 3 years. See? I probably talked to you before.
You probably have. Who knows? Small world now. Internet makes the world so small.
Mm-hmm.
Goodness.
Yeah, I worked for them. I was talking to all the PCTs. They was calling in, complaining about their managers and stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they did that? Okay, we'll help you out. We'll help you. I'm gonna send the case. Yeah, it was great.
I'm gonna send a case. I love it. Oh gosh. Yeah, my sister is she gets dialysis, so she's probably the patient. But that's why I've heard of it from her having to get trained on what type of dialysis she would get.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the only way I've heard of. I don't know.
Yeah, they're everywhere. I mean, they're like, it's not that many kidney dialysis major companies. I forget there's another major one, but I forget the name. But yeah, Fresenius is everywhere.
Yeah, there's only like a few. There's not very many competitors.
I think it's Blvd is one.
Mm-hmm.
But those are the only two that I know of.
I feel like there's a third one, and maybe that might be like a South thing. But only reason it also, so my sister's getting dialysis, but also for the last like 4 years, or for 4 years prior to COVID, I guess you can say, I worked for an organ and tissue organization. So when people needed kidneys, we facilitated the gift for them.
Oh,
like
wow.
kidney and stuff. Yeah. So
that's nice.
It was nice. It was really nice. It was really nice to know that you're giving, you hiring the people who are going to bring in the hearts and the lungs and it was awesome. It was awesome. Makes you want to come to work.
Exactly.
So Nina, anything you want to tell the people before we get off? Because we're gonna get off at 8, and I just want to give you a minute to say whatever it is you want to say, because you already told them to subscribe, and they already subscribed.
Subscribe. Did y'all subscribe? If you didn't, subscribe to me. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. I love sharing my story and just being like an online friend. So I hope that you guys, learn something today and come on over. Hopefully you learn some more from my channel. I do a lot of work vlogs where I'm showing you like me doing the work, but I do also want to get into like information, my take on things, and do like a sit down video. So if you guys have any other questions that maybe we didn't touch on, leave some comments. Whatever. But I really appreciate you guys just even tuning in, even if it was just one person, I would have been so happy.
You don't understand. We do all of this work and then nobody sees it. Now you're like, oh, I get one person. So if we get one person, like you do all of that work, you just don't know. You might not get anybody. So you get one person, you just happy as
just one person, then I'm okay. But
I definitely can't wait to see where your channel goes. I know you don't want to spill the juice and tell us everything that you're doing, but I'm super excited.
I got some stuff coming up, you guys. For real, I got some stuff coming up.
More teasers. She giving us more teasers.
Yes, I got some. No, honestly, I recently got. I recently got. What is it? I'm gonna be doing a product review, you guys, and it is work related, so you definitely want to stay tuned.
Oh, really? Is this like a brand deal?
Yeah, I'm like,
congrats!
I'm so excited. So that video is coming soon. So yeah, stay tuned, you guys. I got y'all. I'm gonna hook y'all up.
Oh, I can't wait to see this. Oh, the first brand deal I get, that's not gonna be serious. I'm gonna be like, all right, y'all.
be so dramatic about it. Yes. So yeah, we got some things in the works. So
and your dog wants you back. So I'm
my baby, my dog. Yeah, they said it's 8 o'clock.
Well, thank you so much for being on, and maybe we can do this again.
Of
Stay tuned
course.
to see what you have coming up, and I can't wait to see all about this brand new video.
Thank you so much. Aiden, stop it. Okay.
You're like, aren't you wrapping it up already?
Thank you, Tamika. I really, really appreciate this opportunity. And now I love you. So yeah, let's do this again. Let's do it 2, 3, 4 more times. Okay.
Alrighty. Well, y'all have a good night, okay?
Thank you. You as well. Okay, say bye real quick. Say
Bye.
Bye.
Stop, Aiden.
All right.
Bye.
Alrighty.